when suddenly nothing is clashing, right? If your vocals don't blend, this video is for you. Stay tuned. I'm going to be showing you 3 methods that are going to get your vocal double sounding smooth like butter. So stick around. Let's hop straight into it. And what is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning into another video. As always, check all of the links in the description box to amazing resources. You can check out the vocal preset store. This is from the brand new melodic vocal effect. So if you want to, you know what I mean, get access to all of these wonderful presets, definitely check that out in the description box. We also have links to our vocal recording course, vocal mixing course, and our wonderful vocal enhancer. It is a wonderful tool that you can use for FL Studio. And if you're looking for a all-round suite to get your music mastered, uploaded to streaming services, you can definitely check out our $50 off coupon code for LANDR Studio. This is an amazing suite that allows you to pretty much do everything you need on the back end when it comes to music, to really get your music out there and to get it sounding good. So definitely check out all of the, you know what I mean, options that you have. For $100 a year, it's a pretty good deal. Check that out. Let's hop straight into the video. All right, so first thing, when it comes to mixing doubles, I know a lot of you send me so many DMs that you just can't get it blending in, you know, sounding good. So I'll play the track, and then I want you to just, you know, listen to these doubles, listen to where they come in, and listen to how, you know, they complement the vocal instead of take away from the main vocal or the beat. Okay, so pay attention to that.
The only reason I condone it, cause blunt smell like fragrance. Only one of me and no replacement. Can't fuck with an op, you basic. And with me you get straight like braces. I came out the gutter, they like how you do that. 2 twin clocks, that boy get too tight. Fan in the void and I swear I can't get back. You got some drink, then let me have that. I just went shopping, Dior on my jeans. This is not laser tag, I got a beam. Jungle boy, you know I'm smoking the trees. Not getting money, it's just a pet peeve. Hop out, hey, you know I just had a flex, right? I do this shit for the set, right? Just look at the logo, let's take flight. Not living enough, hey, this blunt, I'm taking a puff.
Righty, so there you can hear, you know, sweet and simple, right? Everything sounds good. We have our doubler and our ad-lib, and everything just complements the mix, okay? So I'm going to show you, you know, technique number 1. So the first most important method of working is going to be making sure that you are actually leveling your background vocals compared to your main vocal. Okay, now in my opinion, I'm always looking for kind of blending the doubles as loud as what kind of some of the instruments are sitting at, right? You always want that main vocal to sit on top of the main instrument just enough to where it's audible, okay? Otherwise people can't really hear your lyrics, okay? But when it comes to the doubles, you don't want your doubles to be louder than everything else because it just doesn't sound natural. Okay, this is why it's called a background vocal. Okay, it needs to sit in the background. So the first thing I always do is just make sure my levels are set correctly. This is why using a template can be a really great time saver, because you know you can just slot in, record, and then start adding in your effects and have everything leveled. Okay, but if we want to look at how our background effects are leveled, let's just listen to it without the beat. Okay, and then we'll disable the main vocal as well, and just look at the level. Okay, listen to the level. Right, so as you can see, compared to the main vocal, we're kind of sitting at like -15. Let's just bring that main vocal back in.
Get straight like braces. I came out the gutter, they like how you do that. 2 twin clocks, that boy get too tight.
Right, and if we turn off, for example, all of our effects on, let's just say this doubler, right?
Get straight like braces. I came out the gutter, they like how you do that. 2 twin clocks, that boy.
Right, can you see how when we don't do our basic leveling, we get a whole bunch of clashing frequencies, we get almost phasing, it just doesn't sound good, right? So just introducing that, you know, bit of leveling, and then, you know, we'll talk about the next few things in a bit. But, you know, in my opinion, getting those levels right is everything, okay? Simple, right? That's the easiest way to get your vocals sounding better, okay? Now, the next point I want to make is, you know, making use of effects in the right way, okay? I see so many people going way too overboard on background effects because, you know, they might have watched the video too. Maybe they saw me talk about, you know, make use of a flanger, and then they use a whole bunch of flanger, and the vocal's really loud, and the EQ's all over the place, right? And suddenly things just sound like a mess instead of, you know, sounding more organized. Okay, so what I want you to take away from this point is that you really want to organize your effects and your EQ in the right way. You want it to complement your main vocal. Okay, now the way I like to work is basically I think about how I want to trim away everything that is unnecessary to that background vocal. Okay, and for me mostly it's going to be, you know, using bandpass filters or just filters, telephone effects and things like that without making things sound resonant, okay? Because once things sound resonant, they poke out in the mix, not in a nice way, okay? So let's just kind of use this doubler right here as an example. And you can see I've got a flanger on there. I've just got a Q-clone preset from our Farai's vocal or mixing collection, right? Using an SSL preamp emulation right here, you know, just to make it sound more analog. But the most important thing is we're making use of a really nice subtle flanger, and then we're making use of a simple telephone effect, right? And listen to how impactful that is.
They says, I came out the gutter, they like how you do that. 2 twin clocks, that boy get to tap that.
Right, it's just like, wow, it just sounds good, right? It's kind of sitting there, it's got that really nice sound to it, right? Such is the same for this ad-lib. As you can see, I'm trimming away a lot of that kind of 4 or 5K so that the main vocal can pop through, but I'm emphasizing with an SSL EQ all of the frequencies that I want to stand out. And then obviously I'm using a lot of compression just to get that level right, and what I end up with is a really nice sounding background vocal, right?
If you got some drink, then let me have that.
And you can see you've done it right, or you can hear you've done it right when suddenly nothing is clashing, right?
Can't get back. If you got some drink, then let me have that.
Right, they sound like 2 different vocals, right? They are 2 different chains using 2 different flanges, different effects, but they blend into the mix, okay? When you bring that main vocal back,
can't get back. If you got some drink, then let me have that. I just went
right, we can add in effects, we can stack things, but everything is kind of organized and sounds good.
Can't get back. If you got some drink, then let me have that. I just went.
It's all there, it's placed well within the stereo field. Let's listen to it with the beat.
That's where I can get back. You got some drink, then let me have that. I just went shopping, Dior on my jeans.
Right, really cool. And as you can see right there, just to add a little bit more impact, you can see that I'm actually sending the ad-lib to our delay bus, okay? But remember, I'm not overdoing it. If I was to overdo it, let's just push this harder.
That's where I can get back. You got some drink, then let me have that. I just went shopping, Dior on my jeans. This is not.
Right, you can see how quickly our ear is now distracted by this delay, right? Sure, it sounded cool for like a split second or two, but you know, the next part of the verse is coming in, right? That's just the nature of music in general. The next line needs to come in. Those effects need to have vanished by then. Just check that out again.
That's where I can get back. You got some drink, then let me have that. I just went shopping, Dior on my jeans.
Right, had that, and then it fades away, right? That is the correct way to make use of all of these effects. And as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of a pan as well, just to create some more space. Right? So that's how, in my opinion, you'd want to make use of effects in the right way. Just enough to make things sound different, blend in, but not become distracting, okay? So there you go. Now, the final technique that I want to show you right here is that, you know, you need to learn how to process your overall vocal bus, okay? This is something that I've been doing for a while now, and it just sounds so much smoother. It sounds so much consistent, right? This is especially important for the people who like to really add a whole bunch of different, you know, vocal takes to a mix, right? All of these vocals eventually end up in this vocal bus, okay? And I process them all together. So that means my main vocal runs into the all vocals channel. Again, the all vocals channel can be the vocal bus, all vocal group, whatever you want to call it, the main vocal aux, it doesn't matter. It is just a place where all of the vocals meet together, right? What are you going to do on there? Well, what I like to do is I'm using again the Farai's collection. Definitely check it out in the description box. But this time we're using a vocal bus stereo EQ, which is a E-series black EQ. And really it's just something that I tend to do when I've got a whole bunch of vocals on a stereo channel. And this is what it looks like. Basically, you can just see that it's a little bit of a high frequency boost, a little bit of a level increase as well. But to me, that just sounds good in this instance. If we turn it off.
That's where I can get back. You got some drink, then let me have that. I just went shopping, Dior on my jeans.
Turn that on again.
That's where I can get back. You got some drink, then let me have that. I just went shopping.
Right, so what happens is all of the vocals suddenly sound a little bit brighter. They obviously sound a little bit louder. Okay, now what am I going to do to glue everything together? Well, I'm going to pull up an SSL stereo bus compressor. Okay, generally I'll have the SSL native. This is the native SSL VST. But in this case, I really wanted to use something a little bit more kind of vintage and analog sounding. So I've got the Acoustica SAD 3, which again is an emulation of some classic bus compressors. I think we have 2 different iterations. Then we've got the SSL channel strip compressor as well, which we're not using. But as you can see, all of the vocals run into this. It has a preamp as well, so it's kind of creating a little bit of a sound. But just pay attention to how much we are compressing all of the vocals.
That's where I can get back. You got some drink, then let me head it. I just went shopping, Dior on my jeans. This is not laser tag, I got a beam. Jungle boy, you know I'm smoking the trees. Not getting
right. It is barely moving, okay, but again, that works. All we want to do is just kind of really just in a minuscule manner, just kind of tuck those vocals back every time they get too loud, okay. So there you go. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I have quite a fast attack set, so again, it's acting like a kind of limiter, but really it's just dealing with anything that pops out, okay. Now what I've learned to do, a lot of hip-hop engineers do this, is just add a nice Waves L1 onto that vocal bus as well. This just helps to bring the overall level of your vocal mix out. Okay, in my opinion, this just sounds great. It's transparent. It has that wave sound to it, so it gives you that kind of classic rap sound, regardless of what niche of rap music you're working on. And it just sounds good, right? If I turn all of these off.
That's where I can get back. You got.
Oh, my bad. I'm just supposed to turn this off. So there you go.
That's where I can get back. You got some drink, then let me head it. I just went shopping, Dior on my jeans. This is not laser tag, I got a beam. Jungle boy, you know I'm smoking the trees. Not getting money, it's just a pet peeve. Hop out, and you know I just had a flex.
Right, it's just got that, I don't know how to describe it, it's just got that wave sound where the low end gets a little bit bigger, where the top end gets a little bit brighter. And, you know, joined together, it sounds great. Now again, you can add on different analog emulations, you can add on an EQ if you'd like. In my opinion, don't go overboard on the vocal bus, on any bus for that matter. Don't try and compensate your kind of poor mixing and kind of just fix everything on the vocal bus, because then again, right, if I felt that the main vocal was maybe not bright enough and I start boosting it on the vocal bus, then the doubles get brighter, right? So you don't want to work backwards, you want to work forward. You really want your vocal bus just to be that kind of finalizing of your vocals, right? That kind of coming together of your vocals. And I swear to you, if you make use of these effects or these techniques, your vocal mixes are going to sound a lot better. They're going to sound a lot more confluent, and things are just going to work out for you. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, comment below what types of videos you'd like to see, whether it's a vocal effect preset, whether it's a mixing, you know, technique video, you know, and as always, check out all the links in the description box, links to this vocal preset, as well as all of the courses and our coupon code to LANDR. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll check out in the next one. Peace out.